Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, so today we're jumping straight into Katy Perry's LifeTime's tour. It kicked off back in April 2025.
Right, and it's set to run all the way through November. Live Nation's behind it.
Yeah, and what caught my eye immediately was, the first 5 shows, they were all in Mexico, not the usual LA or New York launch.
That is interesting, isn't it? Starting there. It kind of suggests maybe a specific strategy, connecting with that fan base first, maybe building buzz.
Could be. It definitely makes you think, and we've got some great behind-the-scenes info for this deep dive.
From Entertainment Tonight, right, with Katy herself.
Exactly, an opening night backstage tour. So our mission today is really to get under the hood of this tour, the scale, the creative stuff, the personal side.
Especially since it's her first big world tour in, nearly 8 years?
Yeah, almost 8 years. And the first time she's touring with her daughter, Daisy, that's a huge factor.
Absolutely.
Okay, so April. She described it as just manic, flying everywhere, arena to arena. Sounds intense right from the start.
Oh, for sure. Launching a world tour is always a massive logistical puzzle. That initial burst of travel, it just screams tight schedule.
Right, and incredible pressure on everyone involved to hit the ground running.
And maintain that energy, yeah. Across, 81 shows eventually?
Exactly. And she also sort of hinted at finding unique ways to visit people around the arena. Makes you wonder what that means.
Well, yeah, like surprise B stages, or maybe some tech integration with the crowd.
Could be anything. Then she mentioned this whole underground world backstage. What really jumped out at you from that?
Well, the Rocketmobile definitely stood out.
Ah, yes.
This vehicle, just to get around the stage quickly, it tells you how massive this stage setup must be.
Seriously. You need transport just to get from A to B on stage.
It implies a really sprawling design, And a show that's timed down to the second? Can't be late for those cues.
It's like conducting an orchestra, but with pyrotechnics and pop songs. And sticking with that speed theme, the quick change area.
Oh, yeah, the pit crew analogy.
Perfect, right. Like Formula One, but for costumes, hair, makeup.
Imagine the choreography backstage just to make that happen seamlessly. It's incredible.
They even factor in hydration during those few seconds. It just highlights how physically demanding it all is.
Totally. It's not just looking good. It's pure performance athletics.
So the visuals. Opening costume reveals she's a video game character.
Yeah. Right from the start. That really sets a tone, doesn't it? A clear theme for the whole experience.
Definitely. It's not just a concert. It's like stepping into a narrative.
Gives them so much to play with. Visually set, effects, choreography. And she mentioned the nails, too.
Oh, yeah. The cyborgy nails.
Oh.
Nice little detail.
It all fits that techie game world vibe.
Then the sheer numbers started coming out. 6 costume changes a night.
Wow.
Around 200 crew members.
That's a small army.
81 shows planned globally. And the whole thing was over a year in the making.
See, that year of prep time, that points to real ambition. It allows for complexity, trying things you couldn't do on a shorter timeline.
Bigger tech, more intricate staging.
Exactly. And it's a huge investment, obviously. They're aiming for something spectacular.
And woven into all this professional machinery is the personal side, bringing Daisy on her first world tour.
Which must be quite the experience, balancing motherhood and this massive undertaking.
For sure. But the glimpses backstage sounded lovely. Daisy with her own little camera, her scooter.
Learning dance moves from the dancers.
Right. It sounds like they're creating a really integrated family environment, which is fascinating.
It really humanizes the whole pop star machine, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Hearing Katy talk about showing Daisy the world, planning trips to museums.
Yeah, it does. And we even got a look inside Daisy's rider, her tour case.
Not champagne and blue M&Ms, I take it?
Oh, no. Crayons, art stuff, a Polaroid book. And her own headphones because, quote, the show is Daisy loud, y'all.
That's adorable. Magnet tiles and paints, too.
Yep. It really shows a focus on making this a positive creative space for her daughter, even on the road.
It really speaks volumes about her priorities making that work.
Okay, let's talk stage design. An infinity symbol. That's the core shape.
Ooh, interesting. The LifeTime's tour, infinity. There's definitely symbolism there.
Right. Maybe the endless loop of music or career longevity or connection.
It could be all of those. And her entrance sounds pretty epic, rising up inside the symbol on a moving platform.
And then flying within it. Knowing her past shows, the visuals were probably going to be stunning.
She always delivers on spectacle. Although she mentioned Orlando Bloom's reaction was pretty chill about the flying stunts.
Yeah, this is his everyday life, apparently. Must be nice.
But where did that huge infinity stage idea come from?
Get this, a sketch on hotel paper, inspired by a sconce she saw.
No way. Just a random light fixture?
Apparently, it just shows how inspiration can strike anywhere, right?
Yeah.
A little doodle becomes this massive centerpiece.
That's actually pretty cool. The power of just noticing things.
Totally. Okay, wardrobe department. We got a peak sewing machines going. Busy team.
The engine room of the look changes.
And one specific costume detail, something that lights up.
Ah, yes, the circuit board one.
She said it's for when she fights the mainframe as a robot character. That video game theme again.
It's clearly a core concept running through the show, and the light-up element sounds very her.
She did joke about always having stuff on her breasts. Now it's lights. But she liked the circuit board look.
Well, costumes are crucial for telling that story visually, reinforcing the character and the mood of each section. That sounds like a key moment.
Definitely. Now, the physical side of things. Touring like this is, well, it's grueling.
Immense stamina required.
And she has this just show up and always say yes attitude towards the tough stuff, like the flying, being upside down.
That's a mindset, isn't it? Professionalism and just pushing through.
Yeah, and she emphasized the practical stuff. Stamina, electrolytes in her water, protein chicken and rice.
Yeah.
Very disciplined.
She called it militant at the start of the tour. You probably have to be, right, to build those habits.
Yeah, to sustain it over months. She also mentioned feeling a responsibility to the audience, people who spent time and money to be there.
That's important, that connection and delivering for them.
And she's inviting them to be part of the show, too, asking fans to dress up as their favorite Katy Perry timeline.
Oh, that's fun. A night of 1,000 Katy Perrys.
Exactly. How cool is that for the fans? It makes it more of an event, a shared celebration.
Totally. Creates a real sense of community in the arena. Everyone's part of the different eras.
And the music reflects that, too. The set list is apparently about 75% catalog hits.
The ones everyone knows and loves: Teenage Dream, California Girls.
Fireworks, yeah. All the big ones. But then 25% new material.
Which is a good balance, I think. You need the nostalgia, the sing-alongs, but also got to show where you are now artistically.
Keeps it fresh, honors the past, but points forward.
Exactly.
But the structure of the set list, this is where it gets really interesting. It's framed like a video game.
Okay, tell me more. Like levels.
Yeah. Levels, goals, she mentioned, collecting hearts, and apparently there's a mainframe to defeat.
Wow, okay. That's a really strong narrative concept for a concert.
Isn't it? And there's a bonus section, level 3.5, she called it. If enough hearts are collected during the show.
What happens then?
She revisits past timelines, her different album eras, and plays super deep cuts from each one.
Whoa! Deep cuts. The hardcore fans will love that.
Totally. But here's the really cool part. The audience votes for which deep cut they want to hear.
In real time, during the show.
Yep. Using a QR code on their phones, she said it puts the power in their hands.
That's properly interactive, giving the audience direct control over part of the set list each night.
Amazing, right? What do you think about that, like the logistics and the impact?
Well, the impact is huge personalization, right? Each show could have a unique deep cut moment driven by that specific audience. Makes it really special.
Definitely.
The challenge is, well, the tech needs to work flawlessly, the voting needs to be smooth, and she and the band need to be ready to play potentially quite a few different deep cuts each night.
Yeah, adds a layer of complexity, but the payoff for fan engagement seems massive.
Absolutely. It's a bold move.
Okay, almost wrapping up. Her pre-show routine sounds pretty structured.
It needs to be, I imagine.
Arrives hours early, like 4 or 5 hours before showtime.
Wow.
Then meditation, she highlighted. Transcendental meditation. Eating, stretching, warm-ups, vocalizing.
That meditation piece sounds key. Managing the adrenaline, the energy, the pressure.
Yeah, she said it's crucial for handling the high energy of the show. Grounding herself before going out there.
Makes total sense. You need that calm center before the storm of the performance.
And even with all that intensity, she still wants to experience the local culture.
Yeah, you mentioned the Mexico City pastries.
Exactly, the Pandaria Rosa pastry someone brought her. Little touches like that, connecting with the place she's in.
It shows an appreciation, doesn't it? It goes beyond just flying in, doing the show, flying out. Builds goodwill.
Definitely. So, okay, stepping back, looking at everything we've dug into about the LifeTime's tour.
It's quite something.
The sheer scale, the planning, then blending in Daisy's experience, that whole creative video game concept.
The interactive set list,
Yeah, and just her commitment to the performance, physically and mentally.
It really feels like a mix of celebrating her legacy, all those hits and eras, but also pushing into new territory creatively.
It sounds like a really thoughtfully put together experience.
Yeah.
Balancing the big spectacle with personal touches and genuine fan interaction. So that leads us to our final thought for you listening. When you see this level of production, the personal elements, the direct fan voting, what does a tour like Lifetime's tell us about where live music might be heading? That relationship between the artist and the audience.
Yeah, how is that evolving? And thinking about that interactive vote, if you had that QR code in your hand, which Katy Perry's super deep cut would you be voting for? What's that one track you'd love to hear live? Something to think about.